Just when you thought you had mastered all those rhythms on the bass and you didn't think there were any more, well, there are. An eighth note looks like this, with a stem and a flag attached to it, and is worth half of a beat, which means it takes 2 eighth notes to equal a quarter note, or 1 beat. When these eighth notes are grouped together, though, they look a little different and use beams to connect them. Earlier, we were just counting the beats as 1, 2, 3, 4, but when we add eighth notes to the mix, we count this way: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. By adding the "and" between numbers, I'm dividing the beat into 2 halves. So now, just to make sure you're with me, I'm going to play a measure of quarter notes on my bass, followed by a measure of eighth notes at the same tempo, so you can see and hear how they relate. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can play that back a few times before moving on if you need to. But if you're ready to go, let's get to rocking some eighth notes with this little jam. We're definitely going to play some more of those eighth notes in a short minute. But first, I need to show you another little tricky thing you're bound to come across in your musical journeys, called the pickup measure. If you've noticed, every measure in every song we've played to this point has had 4 beats. But a pickup measure, which happens at the very beginning of a song, has less. It may just have 1 beat, or 2.5, or whatever the case may be. It just happened that a long time ago, someone decided that they didn't want to start out a song by looking at a bunch of rests, and so the pickup measure was born. See this pickup that's being shown here? It's only 1 beat, and since we're in 4/4 common time, which means 4 beats in every measure, the pickup note falls on beat 4. You can see that more clearly when we fill up the missing beats with rests like this. So to count off and play this pickup, I'll count 1, 2, 3, and then play the quarter note, which is beat 4, then continue with the rest of the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and etc. I want you to play a short tune with me now that contains both the pickup and eighth notes. Have no fear though, because this one is on the easier side to get used to both new ideas. You know, when we were learning all those notes here on the neck in what's called first position, you probably noticed that we skipped a few frets on each string. Those frets are where you find some of your sharp and flat notes. And I'll just wait until now to tell you. Generally speaking, sharp means higher in pitch and flat means lower in pitch. So check this out. Here's an F on my bass on the first fret, and here's G on the third. The fret or note in between them has 2 names. Because it is 1 fret higher in pitch than F, we can call this note F sharp. But it could also be called G flat because it is 1 note lower than G. Here's another example for you. You have an open string A and a B on the second fret. What does that mean for the note on the first fret? Well, since it is 1 fret higher than A, it could be called A sharp. And 1 fret lower than B, it could be called B flat. For the overachievers out there, the term for this is enharmonic. So we'd say that A sharp and B flat are enharmonic. All right, it's time to play again. This hot number features the new B flat you just learned on the first fret of the A string. Because it's on the first fret, be sure to use your first finger for that one. This next tune has a pickup on beat 4, but watch out because it's 2 eighth notes instead of the single quarter note you're used to seeing. How about I introduce you to a couple more sharp and flat notes on the other two strings? The first fret note on the G string is called G sharp, or A flat. And the first fret note on the D string is called D sharp, or E flat. I have tons more songs to play, and here's one right now.